Let's get more on travel and what's going on with the fallout from Omicron. Francis Davidson is the co-founder and CEO of Sonder, which is trying to go public this month through a SPAC. Francis, great to have you with us. Your main competitor is Airbnb, VRBO, hotels, all of the above?
Well, the way I describe Sonder is that we really are a hospitality disruptor. And what that means is that we offer a selection of beautifully designed hotels and apartments that you can stay in for a night, a week, as long as you'd like. And all the services are accessed through the Sonder mobile app. And so we actually run the properties ourselves using our homegrown technology, and that enables us to offer consistency, quality. So really, in a way, we're partnering with some of the Airbnbs and the VRBOs and Expedias and Booking.com, just like the hotel chains do.
So what have you noticed in terms of booking trends with Omicron surging?
Listen, it's looking that people want to travel. I think that's been the theme across the last 20 months, especially when we have the capacity to offer stays that are contactless, that are safer, using the mobile app as a way to get into the room and access services and so on. We've had a really strong performance versus the average hospitality company over the last 18 months as a result of our tech forward nature and our capacity to really tap into stays that are a little bit longer, the digital nomads that are now having a little bit more flexibility of working from anywhere. And so at least from our perspective, it's looking really good. And frankly, the cases rising from Omicron, as we've seen in Delta, which is a pretty scary wave, the vaccines have really changed the game in terms of consumer behavior, and people are really eager to travel.
Francis, thanks for joining us. You mentioned you're trying to go public through a SPAC. It's going to close soon. How does being public kind of advance some of the goals that you just talked about? And I believe that you guys have put out some results over the last 2 quarters, and we've had Delta, we've had Omicron. So you guys talk to us a little bit about the performance during these 2 variants and what you think for the balance of 2022 for your own business.
Yeah, well, listen, we've exceeded expectations, and we've raised our forecast 2 times. Q3 results were up 155% on revenue versus 2020. So really, results that we're really excited to post. And that's despite, as you mentioned, headwinds when it comes to some of the turns that the virus has taken. And so we feel really, optimistic as a business. And frankly, this transition to the public markets is something that we've envisioned since the start. We want to build the business for generations to come. And we think that this is just the start, and accessing the public markets gives us the balance sheet really to lean into the recovery, despite the fact that there's some near-term uncertainty. We're not going to lie about that, but really having a strong balance sheet enables us to play offense.
Francis, great to have you with us. Thanks for joining us. Francis Davidson of Sonder. Karen, in the travel sort of chain, where would you want to be? Airlines, hotels? I'm not even going to throw out cruise ships because I'm thinking that you're going to say no. But where would you want to be?
I'm going to say no. All of them, tons of debt. For me, this sort of reopen trade, Live Nation, now a Dan name also, and Ulta. So I have no exposure. It's been a big miss on that recovery and all those names, airlines, hotels, cruises, but the balance sheet just kept me away.
Yeah. Dan?
Yeah, so I find names like this really interesting, Mel. This is going to be about a $2 billion deal when it closes here. And I think that the one thing we spent a lot of time this year, or excuse me, last year this time, talking about all these companies coming public via SPAC. And I think a lot of these names have kind of gotten lost in the shuffle. And I think there's going to be some great companies where a lot of investors, if they do the work over the next year or so, and I think Karen agrees with me here because I've heard her say very similar, we're going to find some companies in the public markets that have small market caps. They're going to grow into these valuations over the years. And I suspect Sonder's one of them.